much is LeBron to blame for the L?
Listen, if you want to talk about roster construction, because LeBron has a lot of influence there, we know that, fine. Even who's the head coach and who's not the head coach, fine. You can blame LeBron for all that. You can blame LeBron for chasing Kyrie out of town. But damn it, you can't blame LeBron for the fact that his teammates don't show up on the road. Guys, LeBron James is universally correctly recognized as one of the greatest passers in the history of basketball. He's also a very willing passer. In other words, it's not just, oh, look at me get the assist, or I want to monopolize the ball. It's what's the best, highest percentage basketball play that can be made right now. So it's not as though his teammates can complain about not getting touches or not being put in the position to succeed. They are by him. Almost every playoff game, you see him do something, you say, oh, my God, that's one of the greatest. Forget about the other plays. Passes I've ever seen. How often do we see that? And yet his teammates can't come through on the road. He's outscoring them by himself, and he really doesn't even perceive himself as a score-first kind of player. These guys just don't show up. We've seen this from LeBron teams in the past, even the team that beat the Warriors. Sometimes the role players would go away, but LeBron could hunt mismatches throughout most of the game, and then late in the fourth quarter, he and Kyrie can take over. And I think what's happening now is the role players can't take over. Sorry, LeBron can't take over because he's so gassed from the energy he has to expend because he's playing all by himself. He doesn't have a Kyrie to help him in the fourth quarter. He's gassed by that point. Guys, just look at the results. I mean, it's plain to see. He's putting them in positions to win. They don't want it. The Boston Celtics, late in that game, did everything they could to let the Cavs back in the game. They're like, come on, make a run. The Cavs refused to do it. That ain't on LeBron.
Max, forgive me because I didn't hear entirely what you said. I just wanted to let you know I got some technical difficulties going on here, so you were going in and out, so my apologies. But here's the deal. It's not about the game itself. If you're looking at the game itself, of course LeBron James is not at fault. He logged 39 minutes. He clearly was gassed. He wasn't himself. The energy wasn't there. The fervor wasn't there. We all get that. We understand it. He's human. Those kind of things happen. Fatigue definitely played the role yesterday because he's the catalyst. He's the guy that has to make everything go. And when he's not making everything go, you don't have a chance. But I'm going to look at Cleveland's backcourt. Their starting backcourt. I came on the air yesterday and I said that J.R. Smith was going to be a key in this game. He had to give you something, and I believed that he would. He played 26 minutes. He scored 2 points on 1 of 6 shooting. I cannot make any excuses for that. I mean, come on, man. I mean, listen, JR is not scared of the big moment. JR will show up. A lot of times, there's no question, but there's an awful lot of times he hasn't shown up, and this is just abysmal. And George Hill wasn't much better. The two of them together made 2 field goals the whole game. The Boston Celtics starting backcourt of Jaylen Brown and Terry Rozier. I think one was 4 of 15 and the other was like 3 of 15 for crying out loud. And they still outscored Cleveland's backcourt 25-9. That's just a disgrace. There's no way around that. And so when you have that level of ineptitude from your starting backcourt, it's a miracle that you're even in the game. I clearly was wrong about this series because I picked Cleveland to win in 6 because I didn't like the notion of them being in a game 7. And that's where I stand right now. It's not about flip-flopping or anything. It's about the fact that I was wrong. I picked them to win in 6. They're clearly not going to do that. Even if they win game 6, there's still a game 7 back in Boston. I don't have the level of confidence in them that I obviously once had. Having said all of that, I am not going to completely absolve LeBron because of fatigue. Why, Max? Because he created the environment where fatigue would be such a factor. If he had a star who could put the ball in the hole that you could rely upon, he would not be in this situation. If Kyrie Irving was still on the Cleveland Cavaliers, I assure you they wouldn't be getting outscored. Their backcourt would be getting outscored 25-9. Or like they did in like game 2 when they got outscored 41-3. That would not happen with Kyrie Irving, not on his worst day. And so as a result, even though it was Dan Gilbert who traded Kyrie, with Kyrie having 2 years left on his deal, even though Dan Gilbert, as the owner, made that decision and supposedly LeBron James was on the phone with them saying, don't trade Kyrie, the level of nonchalance, dismissiveness, that big brother hovering over you mentality. You're the kid, you're the pupil, I'm the teacher, I'm the master. And that kind of attitude that he appeared to wear on his sleeve is chickens coming home to roost. Because now you need somebody like that, and you don't have it. And LeBron James is culpable for that. He ain't culpable for last night. That kind of stuff happens. You can only do but so much. But the conditions under which he had to play last night has everything to do with LeBron James, and he doesn't get to skirt around that.